And Jesus taught them with another story. He said, the kingdom of heaven is like a guy who's leaving on a long trip. He calls his 3 servants in and hands his possessions over to them. To one, he gives charge of $50,000 of investments. To another, he gives charge of $20,000 of investments. And to a third, he gives charge of $10,000 in investments. And he did this, giving to each person what he thought he was capable of dealing with. And then he left on his journey. After the guy left, the servant who had been given $50,000 in investments took those investments and went to work wheeling and dealing, doing business and reinvesting. He managed to gain $50,000 more. In the same way, the second servant who'd been given $20,000 in investments gained $20,000 more. But the servant who had received $10,000 in investments took all of the money out of the investments and dug a metaphorical hole in the ground. He hid the money under his mattress. Now, after a long time, the owner of these investments returned and settled his accounts with them. The one who had received $50,000 in investments came forward with the deeds for $50,000 more. He said, "Master, you gave me $50,000. Look, I got you $50,000 more." His master said, "Excellent! You are good and faithful and wise. You've been faithful with a little. I'm about to put you in charge of a whole lot. Come, celebrate with me." The second servant also came forward and said, "Master, you gave me $20,000, and I got you $20,000 more." His master replied, "Well done. You are a good and faithful servant. You've also been faithful in a little bit, and I'm going to put you in charge of a whole lot more. Come, celebrate with me." Now, the one servant who had received $10,000 and who had been quite frightened and taken it all out of the investments and hid it under his mattress, came forward and said, "Sir, I know that you're a hard man. You harvest where you have not sown, and you take credit for the work of others. And I was afraid. So I took the $10,000 out of the risky investments and put it all in my bedroom. And here's the briefcase with your $10,000. Take what's yours." The guy replied, "What the hell? This isn't what I wanted. So, you know that I take credit for other people's work. You know that I harvest where I have not sown. You could have at least put it in the bank and gotten me 0.02 interest on it. But no, I'm going to take this $10,000 and give it to the one who has $100,000 because he knows what to do with it." And Jesus said, "So you see, the ones who have a lot and know what to do with it will get even more. And the ones that have a little and are too afraid to do anything with it won't have anything left in the end." Here ends the lesson.